So this is LA Sports on with LA BizBuzz in the dark, and I want to talk about NFL quarterbacks today, a tier of quarterbacks. Every analyst from Fox Sports or ESPN and NFL Network have been revealing their top tier quarterbacks or their tiers of top quarterbacks, I should say. And each time they do that, they always wind up putting in their favorite team, the quarterback of their favorite team. Um, Sometimes it's legit, sometimes it's a little far-fetched, but nonetheless, I'm not doing that. I'm not putting my favorite team's quarterback on my list because I believe Matthew Stafford of the Los Angeles Rams is the best quarterback in the league, as evidenced by his MVP. So I'm removing him from my list. And the gist of my list is going to be, so if I did not have Matthew Stafford on the Los Angeles Rams, who would I rather have on the Rams taking plays from Sean McVay? And it's just kind of an exciting thought process I went through. Um, because Sean McVay is the wizard of offenses in this league, and he has time and time again shown he can take a pretty average quarterback all the way to the Super Bowl, uh, and then take a more better than average quarterback to win a Super Bowl. So McVay is his credentials speak for themselves. But anyway, so my tier of quarterbacks on who I would like to see taking plays from Sean McVay with Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua, etc., on as their choice of weapons. So let's get on with it. So my number 10 quarterback on this list is Mac Jones. Laughter from the audience. Okay, I get it. Mac Jones, but hear me out. So Mac Jones was drafted by the New England Patriots, who were pretty much a they were they were the worst team in football when they drafted Mac Jones. That's not a big secret. And Mac Jones pretty much came on to the Patriots, and they had a group of receivers that really couldn't catch COVID when he was on the Patriots. But he did wind up getting NFL Rookie of the Year, but after that it went south, and the New England Patriots wound up releasing him, and the San Francisco 49ers picked him up, and Kyle Shanahan made Mac Jones an NFL quarterback. Mac Jones not only played 7 games for the 49ers last year, but he played them very well. As a matter of fact, Mac Jones took the Rams to overtime and beat them in overtime. Where if fast forward to towards the end of the season when the Rams faced Brock Purdy, and Matthew Stafford and the Rams just annihilated the 49ers in Santa Clara. So that's why Mac Jones is my number 10 quarterback on this list. Number 9 is Bo Nix. Now, Bo Nix has just proven to be a winner wherever he goes. He was a winner at Oregon. He's been winning with the Denver Broncos. And he is just one of those quarterbacks that does what he's supposed to do. There's no frills. There's no surprises, no, oh my God, what is he doing now type of feeling with Bo Nix. He's just one of those guys that just does what he's supposed to do. And I think Bo Nix is a great quarterback, and that's why he's number 9 on my list. Number 8 is Caleb Williams. Now, Caleb Williams is an interesting choice here because Sean McVay hates improvisation. He just will not deal with that very well. But also, I think a lot of what Caleb does improvisationally is what Sean McVay calls in the huddle. So I think that somehow might work out together. But I would love to see Caleb taking plays from Sean McVay with Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua as his choice of weapons, and that would just be pretty amazing to watch. So that's why Caleb Williams is my number 8 quarterback. Now, number 7 on my list is Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert is like vanilla ice cream and Coca-Cola. No cherry on top, no sprinkles, no bananas, just vanilla ice cream and Coca-Cola, which is very good. and I would take vanilla ice cream and Coca-Cola any day under any certain circumstances. So Justin Herbert is a great talent. He's just a little on the boring side, but you don't need, Mr. Excitement at quarterback as long as he's not throwing interceptions and fumbling. So Justin Herbert is number 7 on my list. Number 6 on my list is Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott is one of those professional quarterbacks. He is such a really good quarterback. I've seen him since he was a rookie. He and Jared Goff were drafted the same year. And I do remember a lot of comparisons along that first season with Jared Goff, Dak Prescott, and Carson Wentz. Dak Prescott is still quarterbacking the team he was drafted with. The other guys are, well, Goff is with the Lions, and Wentz, I don't know where he is now. But Dak Prescott is definitely one of those guys with the right weapons will just light up the field as he proved last season. The thing with Dak Prescott is I just think he was drafted by the wrong team. The Dallas Cowboys have just been spinning their wheels ever since Dak came on. And I just think he, under a different circumstance, would be flourishing and would have several playoff victories by now. So that's why Dak Prescott is my number 6. Number 5 is Jalen Hurts. I love Jalen Hurts. I think Jalen Hurts is the most underrated quarterback in the National Football League. He only wins. He is on the Philadelphia Eagles, which are probably the most dysfunctional football team in football. Year in and year out, this team is so dysfunctional. I mean, they will fire a coach that won the Super Bowl. They will release a quarterback that won the Super Bowl as they're building a statue for that quarterback. So the Eagles are just one of those teams that are head scratchers in terms of how they keep winning, but they do. And one of the reasons why they've been winning recently is because of Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is a excellent quarterback. I would love to see Jalen Hurts in a functional situation with the Los Angeles Rams and Sean McVay and Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua and Kyron Williams. He would just be an excellent quarterback, and that's why he's my number 5. Now we're getting into a little bit of the nitty gritty. My number 4 quarterback is just too obvious because he cannot be in my top 3. But he's my number 4 quarterback based on talent alone. Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is an excellent quarterback, but Joe Burrow has probably had a better set of receivers than any team in the league. Maybe even including the Rams. But Jamar Chase is just one of those guys that if you have him on your team and your quarterback stats aren't at least respectable, then you're the wrong quarterback. But Joe Burrow is an excellent quarterback. He has been on a horrible Cincinnati Bengals team. And the only reason the Bengals get any accolades at all is because of Joe Burrow. And Joe Burrow would be a phenomenal talent playing under Sean McVay with the weapons the Rams have. And Joe Burrow would just be an exciting quarterback to watch. That's why he's my number 4. Now, my top 3, I went back and forth about my top 3 so many times. That's why it took me so long to do this episode. But my top 3 is I think you can interchange them somewhat, but my number 3 guy, and it's only because I have not seen him in the big game, and everything I've seen of him in the playoffs has been excellent, but some really bad decisions that are made by Josh Allen. But Josh Allen is a spectacular quarterback. I saw a game with him and Matthew Stafford, a shootout, the Buffalo Bills and the Los Angeles Rams at SoFi Stadium, where Josh Allen scored 6 touchdowns. That's just insanity. But then again, what else does he have around him, right? So sometimes he's just got to take it in himself. Now, would he do that on the Rams? Would Josh Allen just run up the middle with Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua wide open? I don't know. But Josh Allen is a phenomenal talent, and that's why he's number 3. Now, number 2. Number 2 is Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is a spectacular quarterback. But Patrick Mahomes would not come into the Los Angeles Rams as a prodigy or as needing to be mentored. Patrick Mahomes would come instantly into a partnership with Sean McVay and the Rams because Patrick Mahomes is probably the smartest quarterback in the league, bar none. Matthew Stafford is a partner with Sean McVay right now, but it didn't start that way. And but Patrick Mahomes from the jump would be a partner with Sean McVay, and I think that combination would be spectacular to see on the football field. So that's why Patrick Mahomes is my number two quarterback. Now, my number one quarterback, which I would be insane for, is Lamar Jackson. Now, imagine Lamar Jackson in Sean McVay's 13 personnel with Puka, Devontae, the set of tight ends the Rams have, the herd of running backs that the Rams have, and Lamar Jackson. That would just be a phenomenal watch. It would be big box office for sure. Lamar Jackson has just been a spectacular quarterback from the jump. I saw him play a couple of times. Once at the Coliseum where it was just frightening, to be honest. The Rams had no chance against Lamar and the Ravens on that day at the Coliseum. And Lamar Jackson was phenomenal. So Lamar Jackson for me, it would be the number one quarterback if Matthew Stafford was not on the Rams. But let me be clear. I think Matthew Stafford is the best quarterback in this league. I do foresee a pretty good season for Matthew Stafford and the Rams. I don't expect another MVP season. That would be ridiculous. But I do expect the Rams to be a Super Bowl contender. And I think Stafford is exactly the guy you want on the Rams right now. Now, who did I leave off my list? There's a few of them I left off my list. Yes, Drake May. I just don't think Drake May has proven himself. He's had one good season. The Patriots had the easiest schedule in the history of the league last year, so I'm not sure how we can uh, monitor or how we can rank Drake May at this point based on those issues. But we'll see what happens this year when the Patriots face a little bit more of a daunting schedule than they had last year. And I left off Brock Purdy because I don't even think Brock Purdy is the best quarterback on his team. So, but I do think Brock Purdy is a good quarterback. Nonetheless, I left him off the list because I just don't think he is in the top 10. So there you go. Those are my that is my quarterback tier. If Matthew Stafford was not on the Los Angeles Rams, but he is, and we will see what happens this season. So that's LA Sports on LA BizBuzz in the dark.
In the dark.